Cheers.
Good noon. Good nooner. Good nooner. Look right here.
Nooner.
Good nooner.
It looks like a condom. You got the circle.
Hey, welcome back, guys. We are so glad you're here. You glad they're here?
I'm glad.
Yeah, totally. And for those of you that don't know, we're going to say it anyway. I'm DC.
And I'm AJ.
And we are on the air and live at AJ's on Main Street, 651 South Main Street in historic downtown Grapevine, Texas, where we still are the capital of Christmas capital still? They take it down? No shit.
Yeah.
It's not even February yet. How could they take it down so quick? Dude, I thought midsummer we'd still be singing the hippo song.
No, they were out there with that fucking beeping.
Beep, beep, beep. Yeah. Well, guys, Christmas is over, I guess, here in Grapevine a little early this year. Maybe we really will have a Main Street Fest in May.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Word is they're talking about it. So, who knows? Well, guys, AJ's, like most bars, are pretty fun places to hang out. You can meet new friends. You can see old friends. You can argue about politics. Get caught up on your current news, weather, traffic, and watch your favorite sports, much like you can right here on Barside Jive. That's why we're here. And you know, mystical things do happen on this show. We never know. But it may just be because we're in the shadow of the immortal 6'2" unicorn with a 9-foot wingspan named Imagine that rests above the Grapevine Convention and Visitors Bureau, the CVB headquarters, just across the street, right, AJ?
It's on top of PW's office.
That's right. That's right. The only reason Imagine is here is because of PW. And you notice I'm not saying believe anymore? Because I found out it really was Imagine. So what we should do every show, we should call it something different.
Unicorn.
Yeah, that's right. That's funny. Anyway, Grapevine is a place where your dreams and wishes can come true. A lot can come true at AJ's.
Wasn't it last week we were still calling it believe?
Yeah, believe. It was believe last week. We just made a switch.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But, hey, nothing like an AJ's pickle shot. This one's smoking, so I guess this is spicy. This is with the new peppers, right? Mm-hmm. Here we go, guys.
Good luck with all that.
$4 spicy shot here at AJ's on Main. Wow. Well, we are, my glasses are fogging up. We are glad you're here and hope that you remember to tell somebody, a friend, a family member, a mere acquaintance, a homeless person, drag them in, or even a stranger to join us too. And I mean, think about it. You can use this show as a conversation starter. Be something great to talk about, like on your first date, you met someone online. You know, you've been on Plenty of Fish, right? They still
Plenty of unicorns.
They still use that, yeah, exactly. And you met somebody, and you can go somewhere to eat. Come to AJ's, and you can talk about the show, and you can watch it together next Monday.
And I had
Shit, that's hot.
I had a guy and a girl meet here, but I guess they had hooked up online.
Mm-hmm.
She came in and sat down over there.
Yeah.
And I went, talked to her, and she told me she was meeting somebody here.
Yeah.
And the guy comes walking in, and he sits right here.
Yeah.
And he tells me he's meeting someone here. So obviously,
They didn't recognize each other.
Recognize each other. So there must have been some different pictures they were using.
Yeah.
But it was funny because I told the guy, I was like, "Hey, are you meeting a lady?" And he goes, "Yeah." I said, "Is that her?" And he goes, "Oh."
I hope not. Yeah. Yeah.
They ate and left.
Did they eat separately?
Yeah. No, they finally connected.
Did they?
But they ate and left separately.
Oh, they didn't.
Yeah, no.
They didn't talk very
It was
long.
not a love connection.
No. How funny. Oh, gosh. Well, but love can happen here. Just not that day.
Didn't that day?
You know, guys, this show happens roughly at noon p.m. Central Time, or most of the time, or sometimes
A nooner.
a nooner. Like today, couldn't get Facebook online for some reason, so who knows. But anyway, we start roughly at noon, and we get done around, I don't know, around 2 every Monday afternoon. So that's our plan. And today we've got Mike Reno back. Say hi, Mike.
Hi, everybody. This is Mike Reno from Loverboy, and you're watching Barside Jive with DC.
All right. Thanks, Mike. My featured guest today is Mike Reno, frontman of the Canadian rock band. You guessed it. Canadian rock band Loverboy. So, what kind of beer are we drinking today, AJ?
Today we're drinking Texas Ale Project's Fire Ant Funeral.
Fire Ant Funeral.
Pretty
Is that
amber
a
color.
subsidiary of Sierra Nevada?
No, I don't have any of those kind of glasses.
We got to get some Fire Ant.
But Larry takes care of me at Sierra Nevada, so thanks, Larry, for the glasses.
Yeah, he doesn't mind because
You know.
it's a lot of advertising for him.
Absolutely.
These other fuckers, though, they're missing out. Need to get some Fire Ant glasses. It's good beer.
Good beer.
Good beer. You know any more about that beer you want to tell them?
It's an amber. It's full of
liquid?
flavor. It's malty. It's moist.
Malty. It is moist. It is moist. Yeah, it is. Especially at the outside of the glass. It's rather moist when I touch it.
Why do girls hate that word? I think it's the best word ever.
So
You
there's a
remember Trish? They used to do the desserts for me.
yeah.
You know what the name of her company was, right? Make It Moist.
Nice.
No way. Was it really?
She drove.
She-
She just drove down the road with a sign on the side of her
No.
car. Make it moist.
Oh,
No. Make it moist.
God. Oh,
I
boy.
bet you got lots of honks.
Yeah.
We need a honk sound effect.
Yeah, with you. What do we got? We got
We have a honk?
close. I mean, it's right after a honk.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Well, let's see. Let's talk a little bit about AJ's real quick and let's move on. Besides the fact you can drink from a great selection of craft beers here, and sometimes in the glass that matches, he's got these like enormous beef ribs. Ginormous beef ribs. Beef ribs, right? And a sandwich. Tell me about that sandwich, AJ.
We got brisket sandwiches. We got pulled pork sandwiches. We got sausage sandwiches. We got a bologna sandwich. Smoked bologna.
I love that.
Fried.
Oh, yeah.
Thick slice.
We're going to make one and eat
Big
it
scald
on a
on it.
Monday.
I had one yesterday.
Did you? You can just whip it out anytime you want
I'll
to.
whip it out. Whip it out.
He likes his with mustard and relish
And relish it.
on Texas toast.
Yeah.
Well, that's the only way it comes on Texas toast because we're in Texas. It's got to be Texas toast. Guys, in addition to my guest segment, which comes a little bit later in the show, I've got unconventional news, botched weather, unheard of sports, and traffic that's sure to make you go WTF. Delivered with the rawness you crave but will not get from the lame stream. Right?
Exactly.
Right. Heck, there may be even an appearance by a dog named Tony and a deer named Ezekiel, but you'll have to wait till the very end of the show to see if that happens. But we've got lots of other content just loaded with entertainment value, so hang on, you don't want to miss a minute. And guys, it's lunchtime here, as in most places in the U.S., except maybe in the far west coast that they may be having brunch. But there's no excuse. You can watch the show right now because it is your lunchtime. So wherever you may be, eat lunch with us. And if you want to call in during the show, 469-844-1631. 469-844-1631 is the number you want to call. Tell us what you're having for lunch. We'd love to know. Right. Be sure to check out my YouTube channel. Just search Barside Jive Live at youtube.com and click subscribe, and then click that little bitty bell. Yep, to receive notifications when I post my premium content, which is free to all of you, just because you're that freaking special. Sometimes we get that bell going, it just won't stop. And now a word from Doritos.
I'm gonna cook quiet on here, got in a minute.
They don't need no bucket.
Give me a bucket, I'm ready right now. All right.
Murderers.
Go Doritos. Well, AJ, it's time for guess what?
Guess what?
Breaking news.
Oh,
Yeah.
we got some breaking news.
Not yet. Our top news story straight in from the Barside Jive news desk. Breaking Qers starting to think Trump might not pull off a last-minute chess move. Edward Chesney is a longtime conservative, two-time Trump voter,
Two-time
Trump voter, and proud Qer. Although President Trump has had we gotta quit drinking before the show starts. Although President Trump has had a lot of challenges during his presidency and re-election campaign, Chesney has always expressed confidence that Trump would overcome those hurdles through his secret strategy. What you guys don't realize is that everything is unraveling according to super genius Trump's ultimate plans, Chesney tweeted after the final election results showed Biden in the lead, and again when the Supreme Court denied the legal cases contesting the election results, and then again when the Electoral College votes were certified before he was censored from Twitter. He tried to tweet something similar after the Capitol riots, but he realized his account had been closed. Although he has since been banned from Twitter, Chesney maintains an active presence on the social media startup my-online-patriot-journal.info. In several posts, he expressed confidence that Trump somehow was going to use military satellites to prevent Joe Biden from being inaugurated. You believe that? During which the truth about the fraudulent election would finally be revealed to all. And that he was waiting until the very last minute to do this because of reasons which will be explained at that time. Once again, this was all part of Trump's 4D chess game against the powerful leftist communist elite conglomeration. However, sources close to Chesney, that'd be Ed Chesney, say that as the Biden inauguration came to a close without major incident, he seemed a little less confident in his predictions. He said, "I'm starting to think Trump might not come through with a surprise victory after all," Chesney admitted to a close friend. Suddenly, Chesney brightened up. "Of course," he declared before posting the following revelation to his 157 followers. "I can't believe we couldn't see it before. Not winning was part of Trump's total victory strategy this whole time, for reasons which he'll reveal when the time is right." Right?
Genius!
And Gwyneth Paltrow. Everybody loves Gwyneth Paltrow, right? Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina candle explodes in the UK. That's right. In a woman's home in the UK, Paltrow launched the $75 candle emitting her private scent back in 2020. Now, guys, this is true. It's straight out of Hollywood. So, Gwyneth Paltrow's candle didn't pass the smell test, according to a report. A "This Smells Like My Vagina" candle that the actress peddles on Goop exploded into flames in the living room of a UK woman who won the odoriferous product in a quiz, The Sun reported.
She won it? That's what she won?
Because of a quiz. Yeah, she won a quiz. The candle exploded and emitted huge flames with bits flying everywhere, Jody Thompson, 50, told the outlet.
Burnt pussy.
I've never seen anything like it. The whole thing was ablaze, like my stomach after that shot, and it was too hot to touch. There was an inferno in the room, the media consultant from Kilburn, North London added. Thompson and her partner, David Snow, who she lives with, said they threw the flaming candle out the freaking door. It could have burned the place down. It was so scary at the time, but funny looking back that Gwyneth's vagina candle exploded in my living room, she said. Paltrow, 48, launched the $75 candle emitting her private scent in January of 2020. Scent notes include geranium, citrusy bergamot,
That's what her pussy smells like?
and cedar absolutes, juxtaposed with damask rose, I guess, and ambret seed, I guess, according to her online store. This candle started as a joke between perfumer Douglas Little and Gwyneth Paltrow, reads the website. The two were working on a fragrance, and she blurted out, this smells like a vagina, but evolved into a funny, gorgeous, sexy, and beautifully unexpected scent that turned out
Sniffing a lot of vaginas. Huh?
that
Good for her.
I don't know. That turned out to be perfect as a candle. So let's go to the scene of the fire with our reporter Beth Rogers, who's standing by with one of Jody Thompson's neighbors.
So the girl come downstairs, she come out her apartment with her baby with no shoes on. I said, oh, girl, it's cold outside. She said, something ain't right. I said, oh, man. She said, oh, man, the building is on fire. I said, no, what? I got my 3 kids and we bounced out. We ain't gonna be in no fire, not today.
Don't spit your her out.
Oh, man. Well, there you have it. I love our
Have
news.
some whiskey.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, guys, this just in. Federal election officials, to install big screens in cemeteries across the U.S. so voters can watch future election returns from the comfort of their own graves. Yep. That was just in.
What's just in?
Oh, shit.
Just in.
Oh, shit.
It's just in.
Oh, this is just in.
I was getting burned.
The Federal Elections Commission in cemeteries across the U.S. are installing big screens so voters can watch future election returns from the comfort of their own graves.
Cheers.
Cheers. What are we drinking now?
Bourbon.
Bourbon. Nice.
What is this, Kentucky?
That was yummy. That was yummy. How about some rock and roll history for this day? January 25th, guys. Born this week in rock history, back in 1958, Gary Tibbs. Best known as the bass player for Remember These Guys, Adam and the Ants, and Roxy Music. All right, 1956, Andy Cox was born on this day. Andy is best known as the guitarist for The Beat and Fine Young Cannibals. Oh, in 1954, Richard Finch was born. Yeah, on this day. Wow. Best known as the bass player for KC and the Sunshine Band, one of your favorites.
Absolutely.
Yep. And in 1953, the year you were born, Malcolm Green was born. Yeah, best known as the drummer for New Zealand band Split Enz. Oh, 1950, Michael Cotton. Michael Cotton was born, best known as the original keyboardist for the Tubes. Now let's pay tribute to those who died on this day in rock history. Back in 1976, AJ, Chris Kenner, the New Orleans-based R&B singer who reached number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 with the million-selling record, I Like It Like That, in 1961. He suffered a fatal heart attack at the age of 46, too young to go. As a songwriter, he had success with Something You Got and Land of 1,000 Dances. Also, we lost in 1983, Allman Brothers' Lamar Williams. He was the bassist for the band, and he died of cancer at the young age of 34.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of those guys died young.
Hard life.
Yeah. 2005, Ray Peterson passed on, the voice behind the June 1960 U.S. number 7 hit, Tell Laura I Love Her. Passed away at the age of 65. After the hit record stopped coming in the early 70s, Peterson became a Baptist church minister and occasionally played the oldies music circuit. And Dick Niss died back in 2012. He played bass for Peter, Paul, and Mary, guys. That's going way back. For 5 decades and co-wrote the John Denver hit Sunshine on My Shoulders. He died of pulmonary disease at the age of 74. And this week in rock history, 1958 was the year, and Elvis Presley's Jailhouse Rock becomes, that's right guys, first single ever to enter the UK pop chart at number 1. Go Elvis. Backed by Treat Me Nice, the record would stay on top for 3 weeks straight. In 1961, the House of Representatives Special Subcommittee on Legislative Oversight did nothing. They never do anything, and they're still doing nothing. But they did open hearings on disc jockey payola. Legendary Cleveland DJ Alan Freed, coined the father of rock and roll, would eventually be convicted, while Philadelphia's Dick Clark would totally skate. He was cleared.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you bored?
No, not at all.
You want to do this one?
I know.
Back in 1964, the Beatles, your favorite band,
The Beatles.
scored their first number 1 bestseller in the U.S. when I Want to Hold Your Hand.
No.
Okay.
No.
Reached the top of the Cashbox magazine music chart. The Fab Four would eventually rack up 25 number 1s in America. You really don't want to hold my hand?
No.
Okay. 1971's the year, and Grace Slick and Paul Kantner of Jefferson Airplane, wow, became the
More whiskey.
Yeah, more bourbon.
More bourbon.
Where's that bourbon? Where's that bourbon? Became the proud parents of a baby girl. They originally wanted to name the child God, but after a storm of controversy, I bet, settled on China. Do you know China ended up being a VJ? You know what VJ is?
For how long?
For a long time. No, a very short time. On MTV.
How many years did MTV actually do?
For
music?
several years in the mid-late 1980s. Wait a minute, they're still going.
Yeah, and there's no music on it.
Did you know that China ended up being a VJ on MTV for several years in the mid to late 1980s?
It's gonna be a long fucking day.
It is. It's going to be a long show. This one's going to go till 2 for sure. I'll have to edit it. Okay. Do we show the China second picture? Oh, did we? Man, Tony is like all up because he ain't
I don't even
drinking.
remember what she looked like.
Back in 1975, Please Mr. Postman became a U.S. #1 for the second time when the Carpenters guys took it to the top of the Billboard Hot 100. I bet they were one of your favorites. The Marvelettes version led the hit parade in January of 1961. Although the Beatles also recorded a popular version of the song, it didn't make the top America.
There's a reason why.
It didn't make the American top 40.
They
All right.
suck.
Guys, in 1994, Michael Jackson reached a multi-million-dollar settlement with a boy who had accused him of sexual molestation. 2003 is the year Billy Joe received minor injuries when he lost total control of his Mercedes-Benz and struck a tree on Long Island. Accidents are not unfamiliar to Billy Joe. He had a previous accident in 2002 and went on to have another one in 2004. Great piano player.
Shitty driver.
There you go. There you go. And guys, that's it for my daily dose of rock history. How'd you like it? Okay. Which means it's time for COVID update. Now for some of our favorite quarantine signs, AJ. First, we have strict dad. I thought that's cute. I thought that's totally cute. Number 2 in our collection is my parents wouldn't let me in. Something about not being on the list. And number 3 in the collection, the COVID collection, this sign was found on an empty store shelf where the toilet paper was supposed to be. What does it say?
I'd be happy to help you, but I'm gonna need you to back the fuck up. Behind the blue line, please. Shit has gotten real, and the time to be politically correct has passed. The nice sign wasn't working.
I just don't get talking shit on the toilet paper aisle.
I don't know what the fuck.
I don't know. Let's go to number 4. Let's go to number 4. For those that have to work anyway. What does that say?
I don't know, maybe we can bigger. Do not enter the office. Please respect my personal space. Nothing to do with coronavirus. I'm just a miserable bastard.
You got to put that on your door.
That sounds like AJ.
Fit.
It would, wouldn't it? It's totally fitting. And guys, there you have it. That's our COVID update. We hope you that are protecting yourself. So, I don't know. I mean, there's nothing else to do. Let's just go to sports. So, worm charming is a sport where the competitors are given a small plot of land and they try to extract as many worms as possible out of the ground within 30 minutes. The world record belongs to 10-year-old Sophie Smith, who charmed 567 worms to the surface at the World Worm Charming Championships in 2009. You could do a lot of fishing with 567 worms.
What the fuck is wrong with
charming worms in
This
pot
guy's
number.
master.
He
Let
is.
me see here
He's
now.
the-
We have pot number
he's the worm chief.
29 with 11 worms. And we're looking at James Martin. Big round of applause.
Hey, we got a winner. We got a worm winner.
Olympic hopeful.
Well done.
That's his participation award. He got a participation one up. Yeah, we should do that.
Oh, man.
We could do it out back. Have a worm charming competition.
Yeah.
Yeah. And guys, just when you thought you'd seen everything, hey, we got more in store. We got a whole year's worth of sports. Who needs NFL?
Not me.
No, me either. And now, let's get serious. And now, a word from Foghat Sellers.
Hi DC, thanks for having us on your show. And for you folks, I'm Roger of the band Foghat, and these are our wines. Foghat Cellars. This is a Chardonnay from Monterey County, absolutely delicious, 2014. We have a 2013 Pinot Noir from Monterey County. It's absolutely fabulous, a wonderful drinking wine. If you like Pinots, you'll love it. This is a Cabernet Sauvignon from Paso Robles. All our wines come from Central Coast of California. Steve Rasmussen is our winemaker, though in fact myself and Linda actually get involved in the making of some of our wines. Drink, enjoy, go to foghatcellars.com to find out how to get it. Thanks, bye.
Remember, if you use the coupon code Barside Jive on the checkout screen, you get 20% off your purchase, and that's pretty sweet discount from Roger and Linda Earl. So, Barside Jive at the checkout screen. Get your bottle today. You could even spend a few dollars more and get an autographed bottle by the original member, founding member of that band, Roger Earl. You know, guys, I just want to take a quick break right here and say that we terribly saddened by the passing of
Good one.
guys, it's time for some weather. From your Barside Jive Global Weather Center, where we try to stick to the current weather, since forecasts are always so wrong, including ours sometimes, we regret to admit. Here we go. We're going to give it a shot, right, AJ?
It's beautiful.
It's currently sunny. It's a beautiful day. It's about 57 degrees. The high today is 66. Air quality is okay. Wind is out of the west at 11.
Got my winter shorts on.
You wonder? Those never change. They're all around. They're all around shorts. They're all year long. Wind is out of the 11. No, did I say wind is out of the west at 11? Okay. Humidity is at 57%.
It's moist. Very moist.
It's not moist today. And a 0% chance of rain.
It was very moist yesterday.
It was very moist yesterday, yeah, all day long. Mm-hmm. Yeah, even last night.
Yeah.
Got more moist. And the sun will set at 5:54 p.m.
My truck was moist still this morning.
Was it? Was it? You like this time thing where
I hate
it's
this
dark
fucking
before
time
6. But you noticed it was like 30 something last week, and now it's 5:54. So it's inching up.
We got like 50 more days of this shit.
Yeah, you like it.
Whoever came up with that should have the hell beat out of them. Just beat the shit out of them.
Yeah. Guys, let's go to Rebecca, who's on location in Upper Salt Hill, Galway, Ireland, where they're experiencing some really, really shitty weather. Hey, Rebecca, how's it going out there?
Don't make unnecessary journeys. Don't take risks on treacherous roads. And don't swim in the sea. Incredibly, people have been spotted in the water here in Blackrock and Salt Hill, both today and yesterday.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Rebecca?
You okay?
You okay?
Guess it's a little windy out there.
Yeah, it's a little windy. Whoa. Well, guys, that's your global weather from your Barside Jive meteorologist, kinda, here at Barside Jive. Our weather was brought to you by our friends over at
Reese's. I love Reese's.
What's that?
Reese's Take 5 bar. Chocolate, peanuts, caramel, peanut butter, pretzels.
Never heard of it.
Where have you been? Under a rock?
Do it to me.
What, were you born yesterday?
Really, Trish?
Me neither. Were you raised by wolves?
Really insensitive, Trish.
Are you clueless? Head in the sand?
That's offensive, Trish.
Yeah, Trish.
You from another planet?
I never heard of Take 5 neither. Get in!
Oh, Trish, none of us have heard of Take 5, so who looks stupid now?
Reese's Take 5, the best bar you've never heard of.
Fun job. That would be a fun job, being the dude with his head in his ass. So AJ has a Reese's shot here at AJ's on Main. We're fixing to indulge, right, AJ?
Mm-hmm.
What's it got in it, AJ?
It's got Screwball whiskey, which is peanut butter whiskey.
God.
And Godiva chocolate liqueur. And a little something extra.
Pickle juice?
Nope.
No pickle juice.
No pickle juice.
That was breakfast. This is lunch. Can't wait for dinner. Oh, nice. Oh, you even got AJ's shot glasses.
All over it, baby.
Reese's shots, guys. No kidding.
Okay.
How much are these?
Hold yours up. Shit, I don't know. I don't ever pay for them. Okay,
how much did you charge for them?
I think like $7.
$7 for a Reese's shot.
Cheers.
Here you go. Boy, that's good.
That's a fucking Reese's cup, man. A little salt at the end.
Dude, that was good. I'm not kidding you.
Shit, I'm not gonna be able to drive.
I just want to lick the glass.
I'm not gonna be able to drive, man.
Me either. I'm gonna be here a while, obviously. I'm gonna be out on the bench laying down. Okay, what's it time for? Let's take a quick look at traffic. Well, it may be fine out here on Main Street in historic downtown Grapevine, Texas, but let's go to Udderslev Mos, just outside of Odense, Denmark, hometown of writer Hans Christian Andersen, with a medieval core of cobbled streets and half-timbered houses, which of course you can't see because all the freaking snow. Hey, Udderslev, what are the road conditions like out on E20 west of town?
Må ikke ejeren af bilen her bag mig næste gang overvejer i... Ej, shit. Okay.
He puts his mic down.
Crap, that was his car. Dang. Glad it wasn't a company car. Well, that'll bring us up to our featured guest segment, which is sponsored by Hip and Hippie. Hip and Hippie is a planet-loving company known for its high-quality, 100%, earth-friendly, 100% recyclable candle line and natural body care products. That's why we smell so good. It's no wonder eco-supporting people. Do you want to give a shot?
No.
It's no wonder. Are you sure?
No, keep that arm down.
Just one more.
Just keep that arm down.
It's no wonder eco-supporting people love Hip and Hippie. HipandHippie.com. Oh, we got Loverboy is a Canadian rock band formed in 1979. They were established in Calgary, Alberta. Quit looking at your watch. Alberta, Canada, but I'm sorry. They were established in Calgary, Alberta.
Calgary.
But are currently based in Vancouver, British Columbia. Loverboy's hit singles, particularly Turn Me Loose and Working for the Weekend, have become arena rock staples and are still heard on many classic rock and classic hits radio stations across Canada and the U.S. After being rejected by many... Gotta do a little reset. After being rejected by many American record labels, they signed with Columbia CBS Records Canada and began recording their first album on March 20th, 1980. Loverboy's founding members were guitarist Paul Dean, keyboardist Doug Johnson, bassist Scott Smith, drummer AJ, Matt Frenette, and my guest, lead singer Mike Reno. Throughout the 1980s, Loverboy accumulated numerous hit songs in Canada and the United States. Do you would like to finish that? Earning.
Nah. Go
ahead. Earning 4 multi-platinum albums and selling millions of records. Except for a brief breakup from 1988
Somebody's at my door.
to 19...
Stop the show!
Except for a brief breakup from 1988 to 1991, the band has continued to perform live shows regularly. Guys, I will be right back with Mike Reno after this quick break. It'll be quick, too.
fucking phone goes off. That's fucking ring. Hold on, somebody's at my door.
Somebody at your door? Who is it?
I don't know.
UPS?
It won't fucking open.
Oh, did you want to go to break?
Oh, let's go to break.
I guess if you're in a bar, you gotta have a beer, right?
Oh, yeah, especially when it's a good craft beer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just kind of hard to resist.
You got any good Canadian beers down there?
You know, I don't know if AJ's got any Canadian beers, and he's not here to ask.
They tend to be a little stronger. They got a little more alcohol content in them. The Canadians,
Because you guys can handle that.
they get pretty rowdy up here.
Yeah. I've heard. Hey, I worked over in the Middle East for a couple of years back in, I don't know, 2007, 2008. And we had a layover in Frankfurt, and we all had beers, and we had like 6 hours. So we were just all sitting around. We started drinking those beers, and it was like, God, we were all fucked up trying to get back on the plane. You're sitting and you don't really realize how messed up you're getting. And we weren't eating, we were just drinking. And the alcohol content was so much more than your standard American beer.
I'm going to tell you what kind of beer that was, because this happened to us too. We were touring over there, I think, with Def Leppard, and we're in this 2-layer bus driving across the country.
Yeah.
And the promoter provided beer, so we'd take them to the bus and we'd drink them. You have about 2 of these beers and you're completely shit-faced.
Oh, yeah.
And we couldn't believe it. So we looked at the can, and it says 10.9 or 11.8 alcohol content instead of like 4.
Right.
5 is kind of heavy duty for the beer. So you have 2 of these beers and you're completely tanked. Right. And it was called Carlsbad Elephant. It had an elephant on the beer, and it was Carlsbad.
Okay. This was a draft beer. I don't remember, it wasn't in a can, so I don't know what it was, but it could have been, but it was a lot stronger than anything I'd ever had.
Yeah, Europe is that way for sure.
Yeah.
I remember the same thing happened to us. We couldn't believe how shit-faced we got after having a couple of beer.
Right.
And it was foreign to us because we're all kind of going, what the hell?
Yeah. It just kind of sneaks up on you though, right?
Absolutely does.
Okay, let's get started again. Okay, guys, you are still watching Barside Jive with my guest, singer, songwriter, musician, and frontman, Mike Reno of the Canadian rock band Loverboy.
Hello.
All right, Mike, let's finish up on these albums. Let's talk about Wild Side, because that was a few years later, like in 1987.
I got to look up these albums. I got to get something to. I got to see these albums. You see, you got to.
You can't blame it on the beer either.
I'm going to look up Loverboy albums while we're talking, and okay. I'm going to find out a few of the songs on this. I got to look up right now, and then I'll be able to join in. Some of the albums just seem to be a blur. Oh, I've got to make. You know what I put in here?
What?
Liverboy. It happens a lot. Liverboy. I go, oh my God.
I'm glad you didn't name the band Liverboy.
I know.
That would not have probably had the success as Loverboy did.
You're probably right. You're probably right.
That would have been the one I would have worried about, Liverboy.
Uh-huh. I'm looking at the album cover. I love the album cover for Wild Side, by the way.
Do you remember the album?
I remember the album cover. Do you remember this album? Oh, that's good.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That was an excellent poster.
Oh, yeah.
People dying to get that poster. It was handsome, but looking right in the line like that. That was
badass,
good.
yeah.
I'm looking for Wild Side. Oh, here it is. Do you remember this one? It had the girl on the motorcycle.
Oh. Yeah. Absolutely.
And she's cruising across the desert on a Harley. Now, that was a heck of a time. I'm trying to see. It tells me the songs. Oh, here we go. Oh, there's some big songs on this record. Notorious was a big song. We did a video for it. That song was actually co-written by John Bon Jovi and his sidekick, Richie Sambora.
Right.
Paul and I. It was a song idea, and we finished. They had a song idea that Paul started with John and Richie, and then Paul brought it home, and I threw my two cents worth in and changed a bunch of stuff and added some new lyrics and stuff. And so it was a co-write that did very well. A lot of people don't know that was written by them. And then the rest of the record just basically kind of just fizzled away. Isn't that crazy, huh?
Yeah.
So we got one song off that album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's where it was going. I don't even know the year of that album, but when things start changing, boy, they change fast. And that was in 87, Bruce was a producer on that one. Well, this is good. I should have had this out before, you see. Nothing like the
Yeah.
when we first started, I remember the first cell phone we got because we were starting to make a bit of cheese.
Right.
And we wanted to get the latest stuff. So we got the first cell phone. It looked like a 12-volt battery.
Yeah. Was it in a
had
bag?
A shoulder bag on it.
Uh-huh.
You carried it around, and
Yeah.
the only one to talk to was somebody else who had one, kind of thing. It's like, you know, and it cost like $1 million to phone somebody, but you did it because you're doing it, and you know, and you're not in the house. It's a crazy time. A lot of people remember before cell phones and before the internet. They think it was always there.
Right.
But so it was tougher times back then. You had to do a lot of work.
Dude, payphones.
I know.
If you didn't have a quarter, you were screwed.
Matter of fact, that video I was just talking about by Loverboy on Notorious.
Right.
The scene in the payphone when the girl started taking her clothes off, and the helicopter was shining the searchlights down.
Right.
On the payphone booth.
Right.
That was a good scene.
Yeah. And you have a great memory.
Well, it's all coming back to me now.
Is it selective? Is it selective?
Yeah. Well, I don't sit around and think about this on a regular basis. You know, I have other interests, and you know what I mean.
Right. No, I get it. Okay, let's go forward to talk about 6. That was a 97 release, I believe.
Oh man, now we're getting into it. Now we're getting into the embarrassing parts. 6, you say. What we were experimenting on 6. It's like wheels have come off by this time.
Today and
yesterday. I'm just looking up and showing me all the songs.
Both today
and to be honest
and
with
yesterday.
You, all the songs on this album, and I have to look
both
at
today and
right
yesterday.
Now. There's some wonderful songs on this album, but this is right when everything was changing and nobody really gave a rat's ass. They didn't really want to hear a Loverboy album, but we put one out anyways. It's just like, well, fuck them, we'll put one out anyways. You know.
Right.
And then, of course, if you don't have the record company kind of footing the bill for videos, you never ended up doing any because they were $200,000, right, to shoot a video, or at least. And you know what's interesting? I remember shooting the video "Queen of the Broken Hearts," and we shot it in the Mojave Desert. And the whole essence of the show was Loverboy was running around being chased by half-naked women. So it was, you know, basically right up our alley. And it was directed by Fincher, David Fincher. You kidding me? Fincher does all the big movies now. He's like the number one director in the business. And they all got started out. I think that's how, you know, it's just everybody gets started. We used to play bars, and David Fincher used to do rock videos. That's how he got started. Yeah. But I'm always proud to see it's a David Fincher production because I knew him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But anyways, you know what? 6 was an album that just kind of disappeared. I don't even talk about that one. But a lot of the songs on there were fantastic. Yeah. We don't happen to play any of them on a live concert because not a lot of people heard them.
Yeah.
But I guess this would have been the start of the serious downfall that led us to become maybe what people might call a retro band, playing songs from the 80s.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of it, by the way. I don't. It's a badge of honor for me to have survived this long.
Yeah. Well, we're glad you're still playing them. I know that. What about there's 3 more. There's Just Getting Started, Rock and Roll Revival, and Unfinished Business. Anything that's memorable about those?
Absolutely. The album Just Getting Started was what I think one of Loverboy's best records. And if you haven't heard it, you'll have to give me your address and I'll send you one.
Okay.
I have some from behind. They're sitting behind me.
Oh, okay.
I'll send you one. You're going to call me back and go, shit, that's a good record. A lot of people come to our shows and they do meet and greets and they go, why did you play any songs from the Just Getting Started album? That's the best record you guys done in years. And it probably was the best record we've done in years. But it came at a time when it was all, instead of people buying albums or CDs. People were buying or listening for free, or they were buying.
Right.
They're called spins. Who the hell knows what a spin is? I don't want to spin. I want somebody to buy the goddamn thing. So they weren't buying it. So hence it just, didn't happen. We didn't do any video.
But tell me about it.
Well, would you mind if I just briefly looked it up?
Nope, I don't mind a bit.
Rock and Roll Revival. It's kind of got a cool album cover too. It's like an old car. This is just in case you haven't seen it. Is it there? You can't see
right
it.
There. Yeah.
It's hard to see, isn't it?
Yeah, that one's tough.
Yeah, it's a light cover album.
Mhm.
Anyways, it's like what we were doing is rock and roll. We wanted it to stay rock and roll,
Right.
with all new stuff that's coming out, which is all fine. It's not necessarily for me, but some of the younger people are digging it, and that's great. All the new music that's coming out.
Right.
Different groups I could say, but I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. So we just kind of came up with a thing called rock and roll revival, and I just thought that's perfect. So we wrote a bunch of songs, and we put them out, and nobody had ever heard of them. So what we added to it was we added "The Kid Is Hot Tonight," "Loving Every Minute of It," "Queen of the Broken Hearts," and "Hot Girls in Love." We added some of those songs to a bunch of songs we'd written. "Heartbreaker," "No Tomorrow," "Rock and Roll Revival" was one of the songs. So it was a combination album of new stuff and old stuff. So we put some old stuff out as almost a greatest hits album with a bunch of new songs. And that was something that we did for the fans, and people that didn't have all the other albums. They didn't have to buy them all. They could get the best of the albums on one.
Right.
And then a bunch of new songs that showed that we're still writing songs. And so that's kind of what we were doing. But once again, it was starting to get a little bit lame. We know the music business had completely changed. So we were basically, and still are, we'd write some songs and we'd record them. We'd put them out on our website for free. And if you go there now, you can hear some new stuff
Right.
that we've recorded over the last little while. And we've got a couple new ones coming in the next little while as well. And we're doing it for the fans that go to our website. We're not charging them for it. We're just throwing it out there. Good fun.
Right. So that would be the same for Unfinished Business?
I'm thinking we did the same thing for that. So we were basically just dodging our responsibilities as serious rockers and throwing.
I wouldn't say that.
Unfinished. Oh, I like that cover. That's cool.
Uh-huh.
Did you get that one?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a cool cover.
That's a cool cover.
Hi-fi.
Yeah, hi-fi all the way. And I'm thinking, I don't want to embarrass myself completely, but no, these are all new songs. Yes, they are all new songs. And a lot of these songs we'd had for a long time. As you know, and stop me if I'm boring the hell out of you, but when a band cuts a record, there's usually about 20, 25 songs. And back in the day when we were putting albums out, they only wanted 9 or 10 songs because that's the album would still sound good because it's the length or the width of the groove on the album itself.
Right.
So they could only squeeze so much time on each side. So you ended up putting 8 or 9, maybe 10 songs. So we go into a studio and cut 25 songs each time, right?
Right.
So pretty soon you got yourself a whole bunch of extra songs kicking around, and people started asking us, why don't you release some of those songs? So Paul and I got together and we re-recorded a lot of them and made them sound even better. And we put it out as a title, Unfinished Business, which was an album title suggested by one of our fans. We ran a little contest and said, you guys love the band. Why don't you help us name the new album? We kind of told them what it was about. We played them a few songs. And it's a very interesting album. Of all the albums, this was probably one of the albums I will listen to when I'm cruising because it goes 10 songs and one of the songs is like 18 minutes long. It was the song we used to play in the nightclubs when people wanted to slow dance, and it was called War Bride. And it was just this dumb, it almost sounds like Pink Floyd. We got helicopters coming down, and it was like, the yellow card zone. Do not enter the yellow card zone. And the drums was, you know, it was one of these things, and we created this whole vibe. And it went like 18 minutes. So we went, let's put that on the album. It's so great. Anyways.
That's awesome. All right. Well, let's do this. What I was going to do is I was going to mention 6 songs that you guys did, and I would like for you to just pick one of them and tell me a cool story about that song, okay?
Okay.
All right. And these songs were given to me by fans. I didn't come up with them, okay?
Okay.
All right. So the songs are When It's Over, Turn Me Loose, Take Me to the Top, The Kid Is Hot Tonight, Lucky Ones, and Gangs in the Street.
Gangs in the Street's a pretty heavy song. Love it. The song I'd like to talk about, and I think the story would be interesting, is the recording of Turn Me Loose. Now, Turn Me Loose was recorded and sang and put away. And just for the fans, and maybe you don't know this either, but we used to use the 2-inch tape, reel to reel, and every time you put a reel on, you had to align all 24 tracks with a screwdriver to 0. It was called an alignment. Wow. So to change a tape took about an hour. So if you were working on a song, you'd go with that song pretty much the whole day or whatever. And to change the tape is a big deal. So the song Turn Me Loose was put away. And for some reason, I'm driving around Vancouver, and I know Paul was doing some guitar solos on the on his, I was doing his stuff after the fact and listening and maybe doing some guitar parts here and there on different songs. And I walked in and I sat for a while and I said, would you guys mind putting Turn Me Loose on? And everybody just went, no way, we can't do that. And I said, could you just do it for me, please? They said, what are you talking about? It's great. It's finished. It's perfect. We got it done. It's like awesome. And I said, I never asked you guys for anything. Could you just do me with one little favor? So everybody kind of mad at me. Right. So they had to take the tape off, put it away, get the Turn Me Loose tape on, put it in, align all 24 tracks with the screwdriver, bring it into the mixing board, assign it channels for each track, make a note of the channels so you can play with them.
Right.
Different volumes, different tones. This is an hour-long procedure, right?
Yeah.
So they do the whole procedure, and then the microphone's right in front of the window to the control room, and it starts coming, and they play it, and I start singing, and I start changing the words, and it comes to this part, and I go, I want to fly, and I do this high scream, and everybody in the control room just sat up and went, oh my God, this is unbelievable. And then I walked into the control room and I went, now that's how I wanted it to sound. Because I'd lived with it for a little while and I was missing something. So I sang it, changed a bunch of the words, sang it with a whole different attitude, and I threw that scream in. And then I walked outside because I was kind of hot and sweaty, and I looked up and it was a full moon, and I went, holy shit, the full moon. And I was just on fire. And those guys walked out to me and went, that was something you don't see every day right there. Because I just nailed it. A whole different attitude, a whole different way. The scream never used to even be there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's a pretty good, it's a pretty good story.
Yeah. That was worth every minute of the change, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you just knew.
I just had a feeling. It was just burning inside of me, and I pulled to the studio to ask them to do that. I knew it was a big deal because I knew you don't change tapes like that because it's a lot that goes along. Like I tried to explain, you have to change everything, and a lot of it's with the screwdriver, and you got to get the attenuation. Everything has to go back to 0, 0, 0 on all 24 tracks, and then you have to bring it into the mix, and then you have to make it sound good by mixing it again, and taking all the different tracks and turning all the knobs for the tones and the gates and all this. That was a pretty big deal, but luckily I didn't blow it and screw it up. I made it a little bit better, and I think. And I I almost regret doing it now because I have to sing that note every night in the live. And it is, that scream is not an easy scream.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So at what point during the song were you like feeling like, oh yeah, this is it?
I just started, when you get into it, and you got your headphones on and the music sounded great, you just go for it. It electrifies you. It's what music's all about, really. That's the ultimate way to enjoy music. If you're creating it on the spot. And I just started going with it. It was like a flow. It was like a fever. It just started. And the attitude changed, a big attitude change, because I had it all just nice. And then I made it a little nicer than nice. I put a rough edge on it, and then the scream and everything. Crazy.
Wow. That is a cool story.
Thank you.
Mike, you guys had so many great songs, but my favorite, because I know you're dying to know.
I'm dying.
My favorite is, wait a minute, what's your favorite Led Zeppelin song?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Black Dog, I think.
Black Dog?
Yeah.
Do you sing it?
I have sang it.
Have you? Yeah. Black Dog, great
Your
song.
favorite song, Take Me to the Top?
Pardon me?
Is your favorite song Take Me to the Top?
My favorite song is Hot Girls in Love.
It is, huh?
That's a rockin' tune, brother.
That is a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, it's a fun song. And the video is fun, too. I love the part where throughout the song when you'd like turn into the camera and point your finger and go, Hot Girls in Love. I love that, man. That was like, that's cool. That's cool.
Hey,
Can you still do that and look like that?
I'll try. My hair's a little whiter, but you ready?
Yeah.
Hot Girls in Love.
That's it. That's it, man. You still got it.
And you know what? When we were recording that video, do you know when we were, the band is standing on those barrels?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that looked pretty cool, right?
It did.
Do you know how they shot that scene?
Were those barrels all stuck together?
Well, let me tell you. The camera's here, and in front of the camera, they slid a piece of glass right in front of the camera and painted on the piece of glass were those whiskey barrels. So the camera had to stay exactly still. And then when the band was behind, the way they do it in Hollywood is they make it look great, but it was a piece of glass in front of the camera. And we weren't standing on barrels. We were just standing like on a stage. And they made it look like we were standing on barrels, which I thought was kind of cool. Yeah, and then the gas pumps and the girls on the car. That was a good video. Yeah, I love that one. Nothing like shooting.
Was the girl in the car, was that your girlfriend?
No, but we might have been friends later. But I wouldn't have called her my girlfriend. She was a friend.
Yeah.
And she's a girl.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Great song though. I love that. That was always my favorite. Did you guys actually feel like you were playing to more a female audience than male?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We were playing to the chicks. We were going for the chicks.
Yeah.
We knew if we went for the chicks, the guys would come for the chicks.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's what we are. Rush, on the other hand, they play to the guys.
Right.
So you look out in the audience, it's mostly guys.
Right.
Mostly girls, so the guys wanted to come to the concerts. So it's like you get the girls there, and the guys are soon to follow.
Yeah. You know what? You guys were smart. You really were. You really were. Yeah. You guys were smart. So describe your relationship with some of those iconic bands that you guys toured with. Cheap Trick, ZZ Top, Def Leppard, I think Pat Benatar, Journey.
Pat Benatar. Oh, well, one of the tour, when we were out, the last time we went out on a tour with tour buses and stuff was with Journey and Pat Benatar. What a fantastic show it was, because every one of the bands had all these hits. And so if you were at that concert, I think we went on played for 45 minutes, and it was like 7 top 10 hits. Boom, 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 right in the old Saccola. And then Miss Benatar would come out, and fantastic voice, and she sang all her hits. It was fabulous. And then Journey would come out and just blow everybody away. It was a fantastic tour. I remember we had a day off in Montana, and Pat asked if we wanted to have dinner together. So we went to the state park and put our tour buses kind of in a circle, and Pat cooked us all this dinner. He made us all this food. I don't think the Journey guys were part of that because they were doing something else. But it was Loverboy and their buses, and Pat Benatar and her buses, and it was really kind of fun. Her and her husband, very nice people.
Right.
And we really enjoyed getting to know them. The tour in Europe with Def Leppard was almost, I can't even hardly remember it because it was just play and go to the next town and sleep in the bus and do the tour and play the shows. Crazy times. It's hard to remember because I think we were, having a pretty good time over there, and it was just like, oh my God, here we go again, doing another show, and then we're traveling and doing another show and traveling. I do remember we played in France, and I walked out of the dressing room and walked on the stage, and I went, what is that smell? And then somebody told me they don't wear deodorant over here. And I went, are you kidding me? Because the whole arena just had that smell. And I went, I guess that's the nature smell, isn't it? That's the way it smells if you don't know about deodorant. And yeah. I shouldn't even have said that because now I'm going to get chastised for it. But it was one of those obvious things. It's like walking into a room like, whoa, what is that? We had to go up on the stage and sing for an hour. But what a trip. We did a lot of TV shows and stuff when we were over there. And I remember this one show, the Chicago was on one stage and Loverboy was on the other stage, and the TV cameras were filming it, and they'd film Chicago, and then as soon as Chicago finished, the TV cameras would swing around this way and then film Loverboy, and then they'd film around and film Tom Petty, and then they'd turn around and they'd film Tom Petty, and then somebody else, like it was just one after another, and that was a pretty cool time.
Yeah.
Europe is always fun to tour in. I'd like to go back and tour Europe a little more, to be honest with you, but we kind of dropped the ball and didn't go there enough. So we don't have the fanship that we have in North America. So we kind of stay over here and enjoy our own little community, North America.
Right. What did Pat fix you guys?
It was a barbecue night with lots of different salads and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah, it's cool that she did that.
Yeah, she's awesome. And her husband's awesome.
Yeah, Neil. Yeah.
He's awesome. Yeah, he's a great player. I didn't really know he produced all her stuff, but
yeah,
he's a great producer too.
Yeah. Yeah.
We always had, and the last few years we've been having fun with, well, sadly, Eddie Money, but he became a pretty good friend of mine and the band's.
Oh,
him and I used to golf on our days off and stuff.
Really?
Eddie was a hoot. I loved Eddie, and I really miss him, and I'm sad he's gone. But we also play a lot of shows with Rick Springfield. And, at first he was a bit bashful and quiet, and then after a while he started warming up, and he's a pretty cool guy. And this whole band, they're all friends of ours and stuff. So those are some current memories. And we toured a lot of places and had a lot of fun. We'd all go down to the beach if we were in a beach community. We'd build a fire and sit around and have some beer and stuff. He's a cool guy, cool band. Getting the songs together, writing the songs, recording the demos, and then we get the guys together. You know what I mean? So him and I have been tight from the very beginning.
Right. Well, Mike, update me on what's going on with Loverboy now. I mean, I guess we're still in the COVID season, but what's the plan for the future?
I think we should put an album out called Lockdown.
Uh-oh.
Well, but here's the deal right now where I live. They don't want anybody from outside the family to hang around with anybody outside the family. You know what I mean?
You must be in LA.
No, I'm in Vancouver, but it's
West
Coast. Yeah. And it's a beautiful sunny day and everybody wants to go for a walk, but everybody's wearing their masks, even outside. And it's a tough time because it's Christmas and people used to get together and have meals together and they socialize, and it's a fun time. You have some drinks and you listen to music, and everybody has been told to stay in their own homes. It's really kind of hard. And so the band hasn't been able to get in the same room. We've done a few things in the last few months for different charities. They wanted us to contribute something for the charity, and the charities are all being virtual. And the song, this actually, the word virtual is really starting to get to me, because, you know, it's like, God damn, we're not a virtual band. So, you know, we got our drummer playing in his living room, and I'm playing in my music room. Paul's in his music room. Doug's in his music room. Our bass player's in Winnipeg playing in his music room, and we're all playing together. And they somehow have to get it all together and make it sound good and present it. So you have to make the video, and you have to almost do like a Zoom thing where all of us show up in the picture. I hate it. It's not, and it's not anything that I like to do. So I'm not doing any more of it. I've just told the guys, I said, that's it for me. Because Loverboy's known as a power rock band, high energy, good positive lyrics, a lot of fun. And these viral video things to me aren't a lot of fun. And it's not that I'm lazy. I just don't want to do them because I think it misrepresents what we are.
Yeah.
So I'm going to wait till it's over, and then I'm going to schedule another tour and get back at it. And that's really what we're up to now. We're writing some songs.
Oh, great.
I got 2 going on my computer right now. I'm just kind of finishing off.
Now, are you the primary songwriter?
Paul and I are. Doug writes some songs too. He's a very good songwriter. Our keyboard player's been busy. Heck, he's been doing a lot of documentary things with the full, like the sound, like the scores. Like he's very talented. He's got his doctorate in music, right?
Oh,
Keyboard,
wow.
sensational. And sometimes in Loverboy, he just has to go dong, 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 dong with one finger. It's really quite a shame, right? But he's a fantastic player, and he's been busy doing documentaries and stuff. So he's hugely busy, because everything he does can be sent to him, you know, via the internet.
Right.
And he gets the show, and he writes and records music for it. So he's busy. I, on the other hand, am doing some songwriting, and I'm taking a rest. It's kind of I was kind of fighting the rest, and now I'm starting to relax and starting to feel okay, because I know there's going to be an end to this. I could feel it coming. I could see it coming.
Right.
And once it's over, we're all going to be a little bit different, but I think we're going to be a little nicer to each other. I think we're going to be a little more of a loving community, and we're going to learn to enjoy music and live music and plays and movies and all the things that we've been missing. I think we're on a comeback for sure. The whole world, you know, and we're just part of it. That's all.
Right. Mike, I noticed there's quite a few guitars there behind you. Did you want to pick one up and pick out something new for us?
Well, I'm not
the greatest. Mike, I don't want to put you on the spot or anything.
I don't even know if this one's in tune. I got to show you this one. This is I'll show it. I'll hold it up to you.
Okay.
This is an old, I don't even know what kind it is. It's so old. It's a bass guitar, 4 strings.
Right.
It's a hollow body with a plug-in. It's got the old knobs like something you'd see on one of Paul McCartney's basses.
Right.
And I bought it in an antique shop because I thought it looked lonely. And I ended up writing Turn Me Loose on this.
Is that right?
I don't know if you can hear that, but it's not plugged in. And this beauty, I think it was, there was a price tag on it that probably just fell off over the years. I think it was $95. And it's a beautiful old guitar that I love playing, and I played it for years. Nice, you can hear it without even plugging it in.
Right.
And that's, you know, that's kind of cool.
Very cool. So, Turn Me Loose, where did that come from?
Well, the bass lick just came to me. I don't know why. I just kept playing it over and over again to the point where Paul looked at me and said, "You play that fucking thing one more time." I said, "Well, why didn't you play along with me?" So he just went, "Okay." So he started adding some guitar to it, to the bass line. And we had a 4-track, so I'd go over and play the drums, just put it on 1 track, just a room mic.
Right.
Then I'd play the bass, then Paul played the guitar. And next thing you know, we had something going there. And realistically, the lyrics are basically, I wrote them about if something's bugging you so bad, you just got to make a change. So you got to be able to say, I'm out of here, you know. And I'll do a lot of things for a lot of people, but some things I got to do my way.
Right.
Or no way at all.
Right.
And I'm not going to do that. So that's the essence of the song, became that. And it became a theme song for a lot of people. They said, I want to quit this marriage. I want to quit this relationship. I want to quit this job. I got to make a change in my life. So everybody had took it a different way, which I thought was kind of cool, because that's really why we write songs, for people to interpret them any way they want. That's the way I like to write a song. And it's similar to like The Kid Who Saw Tonight. We were wondering, all this new music was coming out, and we're playing this stuff, and there's all this really cool punky stuff coming out. And we wondered, you know, The Kid Who Saw Tonight, but where will he be tomorrow? You know, it's another tongue-in-cheek lyric that we wrote around the same time.
Right.
And so lyrics we tried to leave them open for people to make their own story out of the song. And, you know, I think that's some of the best songs in history. That's the way that, you know, it ends up being. Everybody listens to it and makes up their own story around it. And a lot of it started from this little bass right here.
Wow.
I like to call her Blondie.
Blondie. Wow. Beautiful. That's awesome, Mike.
And the other guitars, a friend of mine passed away, so I bought his guitar collection. This one here, and an acoustic guitar downstairs. He sadly passed away from cancer, and I said to his wife, what do you plan on doing with some of his stuff, his guitars? And my wife and I were very close to him. So I said, I'd like to buy some of those guitars just to keep them in my collection to remember Mike. His name was Mike. And she said, that'd be fine. And so I just gave her what she wanted for him, and I keep them here, and I play them quite often. The acoustic's downstairs. I played it quite often. It's beautiful acoustic.
Right.
Handmade in Vancouver, actually. A very nice guitar.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Mike, do you want to finally come out and tell the world that it was really you that wore those tight red leather pants on the cover of Get Lucky?
Let me put my lion hat on here for a second. And I'm not talking the animal. Do you want to know the story about that? The real story? And
Who was it?
It's because we were busy. And when you're busy cutting a record, the record company in New York says, send us some of the songs so we can come up with some kind of artwork for it. Now, in one of the songs, I think it was Lucky Ones, I yelled out, Get Lucky, just as an ad lib.
Yeah.
That ended up being the title of the album. Somebody listened to it and went, that's the title of the album, Get Lucky. It's not even the name of the song. It's just an ad lib I sang in the song Lucky Ones. And the song Lucky Ones was written about a beauty pageant. And that's why the video shows the beauty pageant girls walking around, only the lucky.
Right.
So that's how they put it all together and made a deal out of it. So it was a combination of the Loverboys writing the songs, New York, Columbia Records is trying to get some ideas for videos. They're trying to get an idea for an album cover. So they had, they'd hired a guy, and I can't remember his name, sadly, but we could look it up. He had an idea because he said, what do these guys look like? Like, what do they wear? And they said, well, they wear a lot of leather. The singer wears red leather pants on the stage and a red headband. I mean, you should see this guy. This is what they said, right?
Yeah.
And so that's how it, kind of, so he wears red leather pants? Yeah. So he ended up getting a pair of red leather pants, and he needed somebody to wear them. So he ended up getting his daughter to put these on, and they were too tight for her. He said, perfect. Just try to do them up. I want them as tight as possible. Then he had a clicker where he could take the picture with one hand, and with his other hand, he put it behind the ass of, that's his hand, it's a photographer's hand. And then he clicked it and looked at it and went, there you have it.
Wow.
And he sent it to us, and we just went, that is outstanding. We loved it. It turns out it ended up in the top 1,000 album covers too. So, and in one of those coffee table books,
Right.
top 1,000 album covers were in there somewhere. And I thought that was a fantastic album design. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And
yeah.
it was doing all the things that Loverboy was.
Right.
But we were in Vancouver doing something, and they were in New York doing something. So we had to do it, had to do it that way.
Well, I actually own that album.
Yeah, it wasn't my idea, but it happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there you have it.
I appreciate you clearing that up, because I could have swore it had to be either you or Paul.
I know. Well, we used to wear them all the time. But I never really like to come clean on that a lot of times, because people kind of go, oh, shit. I thought that was you. And I go, oh. A lot of times I won't even talk about it. But, whatever. It's time to come clean. You asked me to come clean. And
oh, yeah. So I got an exclusive from Mike Reno.
And you could maybe make that into your future shows. It's your come clean question.
That's right. That's awesome. That's awesome. So what advice would Mike Reno give someone interested in a career in music?
Oh, it's fun. It's a good ride. Sheesh. It's kind of like trying to get a spot on the NHL, though. I mean, you got to be on your game, and not everybody makes the team. It's hard work. Songwriting, get together with people you love to work with, people you're inspired by. Stick together tight and put in the effort. You got to get in there. You got to write your own songs, and you got to have a style, and you got to come up with a lot of good ideas, and you got to really work. You got to try hard. You got to work and then work a little more. That's what it's all about, especially at the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys never had issues with managers, contract disputes, royalties, like so many bands? You guys never?
We've been pretty good. We were told we got the same contract as Michael Jackson on Columbia, which our managers went out of their way to get a fantastic contract for us.
Wow.
So we don't have any of those horror stories that manager got all the royalties and stuff. It's not a case for us. Record companies, they like to do a split right off the bat, generally in their favor. We got them down to half, I think, for writers' royalties and different things like that. And that's what the record company does. They put a lot of money into to promotion and videos, and they get it back like through percentages. And that's the way it was for everybody. But we got a smoking deal right off the bat. So we were one of the lucky ones. Hey, only the lucky.
There's always a song in there, isn't there?
There's always a song going around.
It's always a song, Lucky Ones. Wow, very cool. So we talked about what's next for Loverboy, but what's next for Mike Reno?
Interesting.
More golf?
Well, I've got a nice situation. I live at the beach. I'm close to the marina where I have a nice boat, a fishing boat, nothing fancy. I like to get out in the boat and do some fishing and some crabbing. I'm starting to learn to relax a little bit. And what brought this on, of course, is the same reason everybody's starting to relax a little bit, is that the COVID kind of put a stop to me touring all the time.
Right.
My wife I thought would be a little bit questionable about I was always around, but it seems to be we're getting even tighter because she likes having me around, which is nice.
Yeah.
So Mike Reno's kind of enjoying his semi-retirement right now. I'm dying to get back to work, but I might start slowing down a little bit. I might just start to take some time to do the things that I like to do.
Working for the weekend?
Instead of working on the weekend.
Yeah. Right. That's awesome, Mike. I appreciate you so much for coming on today, and I've literally loved every minute of it.
Oh, stop it.
As I'm sure the audience has.
You made me stand in the strike zone. Standing in the strike zone.
Dude,
this is another song rolling around my head.
It's been so much fun.
Yeah, I've had fun too. You've been a pleasure to talk to. It's been like hanging out with an old friend.
Mike, I wish you and your family many more successes and the very best of what this life has to offer. And I hope to get you back on the show sometime.
Thank you, DC. It's been a pleasure, man. You're awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. Guys, be sure to check out Loverboy's website at loverboyband.com and go listen to some Loverboy today. Better yet, go wherever you buy music and get you some Loverboy. You will not be sorry. I'll have links in the description below. So all you got to do is just click on the link. It'll be that easy. Thanks for hanging out with me and Mike today. And please like and share this video and click subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's free. And then click that tiny little bell to receive notifications when I post something new. That'll wrap this episode of Barside Jive. I'll see you guys next Monday, 12 p.m. Central Time. And until then, stay safe, stay happy. See you soon. Oh, peace, love, and rock and roll, guys, because it's always about the rock and roll. Maybe I should. Guys, I do hope you enjoyed my chat with the legendary Mike Reno, frontman of Loverboy. If you'd like to see more of my chat with Mike, just go to my YouTube channel by searching Barside Jive Live, and you will find more in the Barside Jive Rock and Roll Files playlist. You got to go there, guys. Rock and Roll Files playlist. That's the place to go. And don't forget to click subscribe and then click that little bit eensy weensy tiny little bell. Ding! And
I need some warning, man.
And guys, it would be a huge favor. Just get your friends, family, whoever to subscribe and then click that bell and increase our following there on YouTube, guys. It'd be awesome. It's a favor from me to you. Next week on Barside Jive, I've got Roger Boyd of Head East, guys. Roger Boyd. That is going to be a blast. Looking forward to that. And now, got a word from Donald Mahan.
Barside Jive shall not be responsible for any incorrect or inaccurate information caused by this broadcast. Barside Jive does assume, however, all responsibility for the satirical nature of its content and for the occasional fictional nature of its content. All characters appearing in this broadcast, even those based on real people, except for our featured guests, of course, are entirely fictional, and any resemblance between them and any persons living, dead or undead, is purely a miracle.
Hey, DC.
Yeah.
You're on.
Hey, guys, I'm glad we're back and we are out of here. Woo, that old credit song gets to me. Thanks, it stirs me. Thanks again for hanging out with us this afternoon. We do appreciate your support of what we're doing here and hope that you'll share us with your friends, your family, your followers. And until next time, AJ's not here. And until next time, like I said earlier, be kind to one another. Peace. Love. And rock and roll, guys. Rock.
BarsideJive.com.
What? What is your name? Tony! Fuck you, Tony! What's your name? Ezekiel! Fuck you, Ezekiel!